the off season is really long, so things will change and anything can really happen. So we're just kind of just waiting to see.
Well, it is towards the end of Week 9 here with coverage presented by OmniSlash. I'm joined right now by Vincent Biofrost Wang to talk a little bit about the end of CLG split. So you were my last person I interviewed on CLG. About 4 weeks ago, I interviewed you, and you said, yeah, we had a 2-0 weekend. Last split when this happened, we went 0-6 right after, and I said that's a concern. Then you unfortunately went, 0-7 because you had the 2-0 this weekend?
0-8 actually, but shoot, we should have never went 2-0 that weekend. We should have went 1-1.
Yeah.
It was doomed.
Yes. But on a more serious note, this is probably I imagine this was a pretty tough year for you. You had the TSM situation where you pretty much always made finals and life was looking good. Went to Worlds 2 years in a row, and now unfortunately didn't make it to playoffs both splits. How are you holding up?
Well, it's incredibly disappointing to not make playoffs 2 splits in a row. When we first didn't make it, we kind of like shrugged it off, and we're like, okay, we'll come back better in the next season. And we initially started off with a really good record. We went 5-3, and just afterwards, like, just so many things went wrong that I guess we just, I don't know, going 0-8 afterwards is like really, really bad.
So for you personally, how has this affected you? How have you been coping with all this?
I've been just focused on like still improving, and even when we were like 0-6, we're still trying to identify like what were the issues, and we didn't like give up or anything. We're still trying to win and just keep our head in like whatever we wanted to aim for, and that was playoffs. And even now, like this weekend, even though we didn't have a chance of making a playoffs, we still took it as an opportunity to have our academy players play on stage, and they never played in LCS before, so it was a really big opportunity for them. And we kind of took this week of practice as that was the goal, to kind of give them a shot.
Yeah. So for yourself, what do you have, or what are you trying to do during the break to, I don't know, deal with this or take your mind off it? I mean, what are your plans?
The off season is going to be incredibly long because the split probably won't start until January. I think a lot of things are going to change, and for me personally, I took last off season to kind of reflect and like kind of just look at my own play and kind of think about what I could do better. I think this split, this off season will be very similar. Probably maybe take some time to travel, broaden my perspective on things.
Looking back at the year on CLG, where do you think were the major missteps or mistakes, or what was it that held the team back from finding success over this entire year?
I think we could have been more confrontational in like scrims, and could have been on each other, like pushing each other to improve a lot more. Part of that is on the players, part of it could be on coaching staff, but I think altogether, like, everyone could have done better, and it's just a collective effort from everyone. Like, if you're on a team, then everyone has to put their 100% effort to try to make the team improve. For the most part, it was definitely our own gameplay, though. It was definitely on us, where it wasn't like, oh, we didn't have this or we didn't have that, CLG didn't give us this. It was definitely on our own gameplay, and we could have, like, we had control over our record.
Yeah. All right, so you'll take some time, maybe travel a little bit. What do you think CLG can do to set itself up for success in 2019?
Not exactly sure, but the off season is really long, so things will change, and anything can really happen. So we're just kind of just waiting to see. And for the most part, we definitely look at these past 2 splits as like a failure, and that's not something that CLG would want to like continue down this road. They want to be like, okay, let's just keep going 8th or like 9th. That's not what the organization wants, and it's not what I guess the fans want either.
Is there anything that you would like to say to the fans here at the end, especially assuming, who knows when we'll have a chance to talk again?
Yeah, probably won't see you guys for a couple months, but I'll be streaming, so look forward to that. Thank you for the ones that stuck with us. I mean, this season was pretty rough, including last season, but I think we did have some good moments, but even though that a lot of the time it was pretty bad.
Thank you so much, Vincent, for the interview. Sorry for the losses, and looking forward to seeing what 2019 has in store for you. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel.
I knew I could never escape this. I freaking landed my dream job at Riot, interviewing pros and stuff, and I still have to do outros for Travis. I just can't get out of it. Literally, you can't see it, but on my back, there's like a contract that was carved into me, like full-on freaking FMA, Riza. No, that was burned into her, but you get the idea. So thanks, Omnislash, for this. Subscribe.